Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. Double honors to apostles of Great Millstone and salutations to elect which you ought to be. Now, basically, I just want to get into, the men of the Lord, we do prophesy about how, we got confusion of faces, meaning that you might have like one of the brothers in the camp. He looked like a Edomite, but really he a Mexican, man, because his father is a Mexican. You know what I'm saying? His bloodline is of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and he's Israelite, man. Yashashkar, he is hired, man, so-called Mexican, right? And that you also have the other confusion of face, which are known as tares. You know what I'm saying? And get a little bit into that. They pretty much happen the same way. You know, you got Caucasians that sold their seed amongst the Israelite women, man, the natives, Latinos, and the Negroes. You know, there's Numbers chapter 1 verse 18. It says, "And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees out of their families by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, for 20 years old and upward, by their polls." And the word polls is it's like the word pedigrees in the Hebrew is yalad. It means to bear, to bring forth, beget, child, birth, right? And in the etymology, it's genealogical table or chart, right? Descent, family tree. You know what I'm saying? The bloodline, man. By the house of their fathers, man. You know? And the word pros is it means, the heads, the heads, man, like progenitors and stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's the males that continue the family lines. The males that continue the bloodline, man. You know what I'm saying? Because for an example, if you have like an apple that has seed within itself, and you take one of them seeds and plant it in any type of dirt, the dirt, all it does is nurture it, man. You know what I'm saying? But it still comes out an apple tree. Why? Because that's the seed that it came from. It came from an apple. You planted the apple seed, and it brought forth an apple tree to do the whole process again, for it to be fruitful and multiply, just like the male. Because within the male's testicles, there's sperm cells swimming around that's male and female, man. A woman is basically just an incubator. Now I grew up thinking that back when I was in the world, before I came to the truth, and then believed in the mix too, which this also cuts that also that that you are what your mother is. That's what I was taught. But according to the scriptures, that's false, man. You are what your father is. How else would Yahushua be a Judite? His father was Joseph. His father Joseph was a Judite. And in order for him to be a Judite, when you look at in Matthew's the first chapter, the genealogy of Yahushua, they were all Judites, man. This is Exodus chapter 1. I'm starting at verse 15. It says, "And the king of Egypt spake to the Hebrew midwives, of which the name of the one was Shiphrah, and the name of the other Puah, and he said, when ye do the office of the midwife to the Hebrew woman, and see them upon the stools, if it be a son, then ye shall kill him, but if it be a daughter, then she shall live." And this was the Pharaoh that was after Joseph, you know what I'm saying, who did not know Joseph, and put the Israelites into hardcore bondage, into rigorous slavery, man. You know what I'm saying? And basically he wanted to get with the midwife, the Israelite women, man. You know what I'm saying? Read verse 17. It says, "But the midwives feared the Most High, and did not as the king of Egypt commanded them, but saved the men and children, men and children alive," right? And it says, "And the king of Egypt called for the midwives, and said unto them, Why have ye done this thing? and have saved the men of the children alive, because he put an order to kill all the men. You know what I'm saying? Because our nation was waxing great against the Egyptians, and they feared that if an enemy was going to come against the Egyptians, that the Israelite men was going to team up with the enemies just to take down the Egyptians down, man. You know what I'm saying? And they did that. Why? Because they wanted to cut off Israel, man. How was that? For them to sow, for the Egyptians, the heathen Egyptians, to sow seed amongst the Israelite women, man. Which also proves that genealogy and for a family tree is continue is through the male, man, and not through the woman. You know. And it says in verse 19, it says, and the midwives said unto Pharaoh, because the Hebrew women are not as the Egyptian women, for they are lively and are delivered, the midwives come in unto them. So, you know, the Israelite women, they got salt, man. They got flavor, man. You know, they got that umph. But the heathen women, they don't, man. You know. And it says, and it's not just the heathen women, it's also the heathen men. You know, they saltless. Right? And it says in verse 20, it says, therefore the Most High dwelt well with the midwives, and the people multiplied and waxed very mighty, which the Egyptians were scared of. It says, and it came to pass, because the midwives feared the Most High, that he made them houses. And Pharaoh charged all his people, saying, every son that is born ye shall cast into the river, and every daughter ye shall save alive. So Pharaoh, he wanted to kill off the Israelite men, man. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to sow his saltless seed amongst the Israelite women, man. And it's the same way today, man. You know, you got the nickel woman, spiggle woman, you know, which is Latinos, you know, and the natives. The native women, you got them loving this white man, you know what I'm saying? And like the scripture says, hand joining hand, basically you gonna get destroyed, man. You know what I'm saying? Because the Lord said in Deuteronomy, the 7th chapter, get it right quick. Deuteronomy 7th chapter, it says, it's going into the Canaanites. I'm gonna get straight to the point. This is Deuteronomy 7:3. It says, neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son. Right? And that the marriages, because sex is marriage, she was saying, do not cleave on to them, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't cleave on to the heathens, man. You know, which the Haremites are the actual Africans, man. But you have Israelites that sow their seeds amongst all the nations. So there are other nations that are actually Israelites, and vice versa, you know. The further we go on, so Pharaoh wants to kill off all the men just so he can continue his bloodlines amongst the Israelite women, since they were lively, man. You know, our women had big booty, big tits, nice curves, you know what I'm saying, sexy skin, you know, voluptuous lips, cute face, you know, and heathen women. There's some heathen women out there that's fine as hell, but our women was more lively, and they wanted that, man, you know, and they were scared of the men waxing greater than them, you know. And I'm gonna go. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 64. It says, and Yahweh shall scatter thee among all the people from one end of the earth even unto the other. Right? And because we didn't follow the law, statute, commandments, and didn't listen to the Lord's prophets, which is his voice, since we ain't listened, you know, this is one of the punishments, you know what I'm saying, that he had gave us, one of the curses that he had put upon us, you know, that we should be scattered amongst the broad of the four corners of the earth. And one of the ways that was possible, one of the, I mean, so like was an example of the transatlantic slave trade, man. When the Spaniards came over and messed over the Latinos, you know what I'm saying, the Puerto Ricans, you know, their blessing was a sword, man. You know, they use they raped, robbed, and murdered our women, man. You know what I'm saying? And same way for the Negro woman. You know what I'm saying? And the same way for the natives, man. You know, they came in and clapped our women, man. You know what I'm saying? Uh, and it says, and there thou shalt serve other gods which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. Basically, you know, it actually goes back to that Deuteronomy, the 7th chapter. Why? It's because you know, messing with the heathen, you was gonna the Israelites was gonna fall away from serving Yahweh Shem Yahshai and staying within the customs that was theirs, that was way better than inside of the nations, man. You know. And that's happening already. You know, you got Israelites that's in all types of motherfucking religions that don't prosper them, prosper the heathen. You know, this Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 30. It says, "Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her." Right, and that, you know, that's twofold. But the fold I'm going for is how, you know, during the slave days, man. You know what I'm saying? They want them to be bitchy, this, that, and the other. You get Edomite, so-called white man, Caucasian, slave master. You know, his woman giving them all types of hell, this, that, and the other. What did he do? While the man was out there slaving in the field with the children, he'll go in and into the shed and rape the woman, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's also off that movie Goodbye Al-Khatam. There was this one part when you know, they separated the males and the females, and it was like these like 3-4 Edomites, this, that, and the other. They over there stepping over the Israelite men, this, that, and the other, just so they can get to the place where the women was held, and they raped them, man. You know what I'm saying? So when they see it, it wasn't no condoms, man. They was just unzipping and going in, man. You know, in the same way when it came down to our daughters, man. Like so like when it came down to our daughters, man, you know what I'm saying, they was having them as sex slaves, man, bringing them in at night, man, you know what I'm saying, lusting off our women and stuff, right? You know, because they women was ugly, you know, and had no body back then. Everybody knows, like when it came down to like, well, I think the 60s or the 70s, women, white women, they had no booty, you know, they have it today. And our women losing it because of their pride, you know what I'm saying? But that's something else. That's going into something else. It's it says, "Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her," and that's happening, man. You know, you got more and more women that feel like they need to cleave onto the you got a lot of Israelite women that's cleaving on to the heathens, man, especially the so-called white men. You know what I'm saying? You know. And they're going to get killed for that. It says, "And thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and shalt not gather the grapes thereof." And that's basically going into slavery, because what's happening back then, you know, we was picking up the cotton, you know what I'm saying, building up all the shit. We built up America, you know what I'm saying. The Israelites built up America, you know what I'm saying. And guess who took the credit? The so-called white man, Esau Edom, man, and all these other heathens, man. You know, we do all the work. We the ones who's down there, you know, cutting, basically doing all the labor and stuff, while another motherfucker is taking the credit, man. When really we supposed to be the ones that's taking the credit, man. You know, that's actually, it shows you how that we still yet till this day is in slavery, man. It's just modernized. So like it. Now this I'm gonna wrap it up with this scripture. It's Matthew chapter 24. No, Matthew chapter 13, verse 24. It says, "Another parable put he forth unto them, saying, The kingdom of heaven is like unto a man which sowed good seed in his field. But while men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat, and went his way." Same way with the slavery, raping our women. It says, "But when the blade," which even till today, man, you know, our women will do anything for some motherfucking squares or some food, man. You know what I'm saying? And what be exacted, man. You know, you got the nigger woman or a Latino woman. She be down there in the gas station after hours. Motherfucker don't want to let you in so you can buy you some snacks or a juice. But yeah, you see her in there. That's because after hours she getting some shit out of his ass over some sex, man. You know. And it says, but when the blade was sprung up and brought forth fruit, then appeared the tares also. So the servant of the household came and said unto him, Sir, didst not thou sow good seed in thy field? from whence then have it tares? He said unto them, an enemy have done this, and an enemy has done it, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why tares exist, man. That's why Herod exists. Herod, his mother was an Israelite, but his father was a heathen, man. You know, that's why he's a tare, because he's a heathen, man. The tares, they look like us, but they're not us, man. They don't have the salt. They don't have the flavor, man. You know, and it says it says the servant said unto him, Wilt thou then that we go and gather them up? But he said, Nay, lest while ye gather up the tares, ye root up also the wheat with them. Let both grow together until the harvest, and in the time of the harvest I will say to the reapers, which are angels, that's in the IFOs, you know, gather ye together first the tares, and bind them in bundles to burn them, but gather the wheat into my barn. Meaning that you're going to have Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you know what I'm saying, that look like us, but hey, guess what? They heathens, man. You know what I'm saying? They heathens, and they'll be the ones who's getting gathered up and the bundles to be burned, man. You know what I'm saying? And they'll be in slavery, man. They'll be in slavery, man. You know what I'm saying? They'll be licking the dust off the Israelite man boot, man. You know what I'm saying? Even the ones that look like confusion of faces, man. You know, and the wheat, which are the Israelites, they the ones who gonna get saved and get beamed up on the chariots, where everybody eagerly thinks the rapture is, man. You know, and I hope this video was edifying, and I'd like to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua. Double honors to apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to the elect, which we ought to be. Shalom.